traveling through another dimension. A dimension not of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of the imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Ah! Rabbit Troop sucks. And Houdini? Houdini?
No one knows Houdini.
Well, we're here with Trick or Treat and Houdini. Trick or Treat from 1986, which unintentionally is wrapping up our 1986 Halloween trilogy. We just happened to just do a bunch of 1986 movies. I mean, why not?
Well, I mean, who knew? That was apparently a great in quotation marks year for movies.
Hey, Houdini. Mike just blew my mind with a reference that we'll be making throughout the entirety of this podcast, where WHO, Houdini, just does an amazing hip-hop little guest cameo in a rock-oriented movie, which is Trick or Treat, 1986. Mm-hmm. A bullied teenage boy is devastated after the death of his heavy metal idol, Sammi Curr. But as Halloween night approaches, he discovers... I don't know what it is. He discovers
he
that
discovers something.
He may be the only one who could stop Sammy from making a satanic comeback from beyond the grave. So, Mike, I asked you earlier, I was like, and if I could read any of my handwriting in the end of my epic notebook, I was using an over spiral notebook that I've hated this entire time, but I was destined to finish it. And so these comments are going to be loose today. That the director, Charles Martin Smith, I think it's Smith, do you know anything that he's done?
I don't.
So,
or do I? Tell me.
Well, I was like, I don't know what it says. Christmas gift for boy?
I don't want to see a Christmas gift for boy.
That was the first thing. So that was it. And I was like, that just seems weird in like some home video. And in a sea of kind of nothingness, Air Bud. Boom.
Oh, he did Air Bud.
Yeah.
So he did Air Bud, and
like straight up, like Air Bud doesn't have that has a franchise. Like if you're number one, that's got to mean something. I mean, there's like 7 Air Buds.
Yeah, there's that. So that and Christmas gift for boy. Can we do that in December?
I don't know.
Rabbit Troop Sucks holiday special.
I don't want to be associated with that.
No.
Right. I'm going to tell you right now. I think it's like the first thing that popped up. Dolphin Tail.
No.
Psych, like an episode of Psych.
Okay.
Fringe.
Oh, I like Fringe.
I mean, then you must be familiar with this director's work.
Yeah.
Christmas, I don't know if I can find Christmas gift for boy.
I don't remember that one. That didn't come up for me.
We should tell us a little bit about this movie as we go into it. The first thing I note is, hi, I'm Paul, and next to me is Mike.
Oh yeah,
we skipped right over that.
Yeah, no, they know by now.
That I didn't even know what the first words of this movie were. I thought,
no, was it boo or is it just like a random like? Ugh?
Yeah, I made Mike immediately rewind it. Mike doesn't really like doing a lot of rewinds, and I understand that. I feel like I'm limited to maybe 4 or 5, but right into it, I thought someone just goes boo.
I don't think they do.
No, we rewound it. It sounds someone has heartburn.
It's Beverly Loughlin before performance.
A Christmas gift from Bob.
From Bob, okay, sure.
2020.
Slightly different vibe on that movie.
And A Dog's Way Home from 2019.
I don't know what that means. Okay, Christmas gift from Bob. Was it? Maybe it was to a boy. No one knows. Only Bob. Okay, so this movie is called Trick or Treat, and apparently it takes place during Halloween. Something you don't find out until the last 8 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because there's a couple pauses throughout this film, and just like throughout moments, I thought, why are we even watching this film?
Right.
Like I remember watching this as a younger, child in the 80s. It's one of the reasons I picked this, but I thought, why did I choose this? And then about halfway through, Mike goes, I think they just said there's like a Halloween dance. I was like, oh, so this is going to come down to 20 minutes on a Halloween night.
Right.
Kind of. It's Halloween-y. I like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it fits in with the theme of like, this is a spooky movie or whatever. And it's about, it's about heavy metal. There's some satanic panic going on.
I guess.
I mean, that's what they want you to think. So the movie starts in what Paul and I both agree is our favorite thing, which is cool 80s bedrooms, apparently. This is one of the lamer of the cool 80s bedrooms. It's like a heavy metal bedroom. This movie is basically like Brain Scan, but with heavy metal instead of a video game.
Yeah, but I don't think it's super lame. You know, shout out to our friend Billy out there that if he saw the stereo setup and how much vinyl this guy actually has, and it's not just, I think, all just this one band. There's like 500 pieces of vinyl.
Yeah,
like
this
in
kid's got a lot of records.
Yeah, pristine condition. There's equalizers, there's tape decks, there's record players, there's look at this huge audio setup. This has got to cost. I mean, not just even the records, but the setup of the audio has got to cost thousands of dollars.
Oh, in 80s money?
Yeah, in 80s money. So, like, if you had this pristine condition now, someone out there is like, this is exactly how this music should have been listened to.
Yeah, so this kid's living the 80s dream. A lot of hi-fi, minimal parenting. And yeah, he's got his heavy metal lifestyle going on.
Mike, I think we narrated that minimal parenting and a budget or bankroll just end of time. That's what we wanted as kids. Like,
correct.
That was our brain scan overview. Is it wouldn't it be great if you just basically were set up with like a loft apartment and like someone's credit card? It would.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
and that's what this kid has. So, okay.
And this kid, Marc Price, as Mike will not know, but
yeah,
I love you all, 80s fans, as Skippy Handelman from Family Ties.
Skippy Handelman?
Yeah, Erwin Skippy Handelman.
Jesus. Okay. So we find out this guy, what's, it doesn't matter what his name is.
You can call him Skippy. Mike,
Skippy.
Now you can just call him Skippy.
I have him referred to as a few things throughout my notes.
It's Eddie, but you call him
Skippy. No, yeah, okay, it's Eddie. So Eddie, so his last name is Weinbauer.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, his name, when people call him by his last name, which they do repeatedly.
Oh, they pronounce it in many different ways.
They either pronounce it White Power or Wine Bar. So
that can, wow. Yikes.
So that's but also I guess his nickname, which is only ever said by himself, is the Ragman.
Yeah, which is on his license plate.
It's on his. He has a custom license plate on his car of the Ragman. I think the only person who refers to him as Ragman is the radio DJ who we'll talk about later.
Sure, which is like a unknown connection, like in Back to the Future. Like, how does Marty know Doc? How does this guy know the radio DJ?
That's never explained, but it doesn't matter. But Wine Bar he's like a heavy metal high school kid. So we see him in the lunchroom drinking fucking chocolate milk, which is the most heavy metal thing to do. But oh no, someone sabotaged his chocolate milk, so he spills it on himself.
Tim.
It was Tim. Tim's a fucking bitch. Yeah, Tim is like the king of the jocks. They're all just like clowning on him.
Yeah, Tim is like 80s model Aryan bad boy.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, and coincidentally, it's him that sounds like he's saying white power when he says it.
So I do remember that. I do remember that.
Maybe
Mike's not far off.
Maybe it's him. So I don't know. It's like high school shit's happening. He's in a locker room taking a shower for some reason, and all the jocks, like they kind of corner him and they take his clothing, and because like nude stuff is great for dudes in the 80s. And
also, did you ever have to take showers in high school? Yeah. So my high school gym coaches clearly were like, you should all take showers, but do not take showers. But you should take showers. No one's going to take showers. And if you really need to take a shower, we will hose you down. Like, no one.
I don't know.
Yeah,
no. I don't know that my high school experience compares to others, because it was like me and guest of the podcast, Chris Brewer, and like 5 other people that we went to high school with. So this isn't my experience.
Side note trivia: and several of the members and guests have showered together on this.
That's correct. Yeah, we're actually in a shower right now, Paul and I.
Sweet.
So yeah, that they're playing like keep away with his shit. His cassette tape, which is probably heavy metal. He's pretty pissed off about it. But then so they kick him out of the locker room and he's naked and he's in front of all the cheerleaders. and one of the cheerleaders has a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, I thought that this is crazy. So yeah, it's like the cheerleaders. It's like clearly they're segregating genders in the '80s, and it's the women are doing volleyball, cheerleading, whatever. Like I don't remember. There's like a hodgepodge of everything. But all of a sudden, a couple of people seem concerned, but overall people are laughing. And then this one cheerleader or gymnast or I don't know
whoever it is
just runs over with a Polaroid camera and starts snapping off photos.
Yeah, she takes a picture of
fantastic.
Like he's kind of like
he's having a mental breakdown.
He's having a mental breakdown and he's like kind of bent over. So she basically takes a picture of his fucking taint.
I mean, I'm only laughing because that's true.
Yeah, that's what she did.
Yeah, there's no dancing around that. That is true.
No. So he's embarrassed, and that whole thing kind of resolves itself. But he's very upset. So he goes home, and we see the TV news now, and now we're getting into the satanic panic angle.
Sammi Curr's dead.
Sammi Curr is dead. So the conceit of this movie is that there's a local rock legend, Sammi Curr, who was fighting the good fight against Congress, or he was in a courtroom yelling at old men for something.
I don't know. It's like they're trying to give a Mr. Rogers angle. It's
I don't know.
You can't censor us. Like you're censoring ideas, man. Like you can't. If you start to censor ideas, you're going to censor the world. I mean, overall, this makes sense.
Right.
But he's very coherent in this. He seems actually a kind of cool guy.
Yeah, he seems reasonable. But all of the husky old white people are like, this is rock pornography.
You rock kids.
Yeah, the fucking rock kids. So, and then they cut to the clip, breaking news, Sammi Curr.
Yep.
Okay. Sammi Curr dead in a hotel fire.
Yeah, damn, random and awful.
Just
hotel
fire.
Jeez.
Yeah. Was it just him?
Was that the Stephen King movie with John Cusack? Don't go in the hotel.
Which one's that?
It was like 1408. I think that's the number.
Wasn't Sammy Jack in that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, I'll pour you some whiskey. Don't go in that room.
He goes in. Well, I mean, you tell him not to go in the room. You really just want to go in the room.
Go in the room. Sammi Curr style.
That's probably what happened to Sammi Curr. So the ragman sees this, and he's just inconsolable. We have an angry room montage where he's ripping down his posters. He's just like he's wrecking house. But he gets to his Sammi Curr poster, and he's like, "Nah, I can't take you down.
Not you, bro.
Not you, bro." So now, next scene we have the ragman. He goes into a radio station. And everyone knows him. This is not explained.
Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke. DJ
Nuke.
But it was
Nugans.
Yeah, Nugans was probably no. Didn't Nuke rhyme with something? Wasn't it like Duke the Nuke or like?
It could have been.
Who fucking cares? But so
one of our first big guest cameos in the movie.
Spoiler alert! Jesus Christ.
Nuke.
Nuke. I just got nuked. It's Gene Simmons. It took both of us a hot minute to recognize that it was Gene Simmons, even though we knew he was in this movie.
Well, the second guest cameo, it took me extra long.
Yeah, well,
even though I knew both cameos were coming, I forget. Yeah, but
so yeah, DJ Gene Simmons is there. Nuke,
yeah,
whatever,
and he's Doc Browning this. He's like, I've
he's
taken you
like,
under my wing. And
he's like, oh hey,
it's this kid that always stops by the radio station,
and he calls him
advice.
the ragman. So like he knows he's the rag. Maybe that's where he got the nickname. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, Gene Simmons is wearing like cowboy boots and like this big fucking Bocephus hat for some reason. And he's like, you know what, Ragman, you've had a rough day.
None of it surprises me.
No. You know what you need to cheer you up? You need this fucking record. And it's a record. What was it? Songs in the Key of Death was the name of this record. And it was like the lost tracks of Sammy. Hey, whatever. Fuck.
I said Sammi Curr.
Sammi Curr.
I said to Chris when he was on the Forgers episode, Intestinator's could be our band name, and in the song, in the Key of Death.
Yeah. Well, Songs in the Key of Life is like a real thing, and I'm guessing.
But in the Key of Death, I mean, this could be our EP.
Well, it would have to be now.
We're just building it now, Chris. Come on.
Put it on the
Chris,
list.
just come on.
Okay. So yeah, he gives him this record, and he gives him this whole spiel about like Sammy's in this record, man. Like he's not talking like that for I don't know why I am.
Like Batman.
Yeah, Sammy's in the record.
Gotham's in trouble.
Yeah,
Gotham, Indiana.
but like it's he's kind of playing it off like like this is the one thing, this is the one last copy of this. Like I don't know why he's giving it to some fucking kid.
Well, I asked Mike later about this. I don't. So, I mean, I think a big spoiler is this in my mind. I thought this was like this lost track. It kind of made sense. Like we had this one weird recording, and it was like he came to the studio and we had it later. And I asked Mike in one of our pauses. I was like, "What exactly was he going to play?" Because he was like, "I'm going to play this during Halloween. Everyone's going to hear it." And I guess he has two copies. That is not known until later on because it's inconsequential.
Later he's playing it on a reel-to-reel.
So he has one vinyl copy that he gives to Eddie, and he's like, Eddie, I think he would have wanted you to have it. That's weird. Like I don't.
Okay, cool. Like they all.
I mean that would be like someone coming up to me and like, Paul, Kurt Cobain wanted you to have this guitar. I'm like, I agree. I 100% agree. I don't. This is a verbal contract. We're into it.
Well,
so it's like this one secret thing. But Mike, it's not that. It's later. Oh, this was the one unrecorded record. Just full effing record that we have. Well, not a song. We had a whole mastered record going on.
I mean, it's mentioned that he was like a local. He was a local boy. Did you happen to catch where this movie was?
No.
Yeah, Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to the old Hobes. So out of the 18 people in Hoboken, maybe Sammi Curr just was really enamored with the Ragman, and I don't fucking know. This movie sucks. Okay,
I like this movie.
No, I know.
I'm an overall I like this movie.
This movie had a lot of dead weight for me. I like
Mike is correct. Yeah. I like all of Mike's negative assessments. I'm not going to disagree with.
This movie was a half an hour too long.
Yeah,
because the beginning, the end of this movie, it kind of gets buck wild and it goes on a journey and it goes pretty quick. The first 45 minutes of this movie could have been 20.
Yeah, like I'm really conflicted because like here's the problem: the end of this film is like full of action and stuff,
right?
But like nothing is going on. In when all is said and done, like nothing is happening. Like there's no like forwarding of the story. There's just nothing. I can clearly tell this is where all the budget went. They're like, oh my God, like we have another hour of this film. Like just do this, and this. And it's nothing.
Yeah, no, I feel like, Gene Simmons signed up and they were like, you know what? Gene Simmons is this movie.
And Ozzy Osbourne.
Like, here's an extra $1 million. And they're like, you know what? We're not going to make this movie better. We're just going to make it longer. We're going to film more scenes that don't need to be here. None of them include any of the actors that are fun, but that that doesn't matter. Fuck. So he gets this like very coveted record.
Album again. I was under the impression it was always a song.
No, well,
then again at the very end, it's like a full album.
A full album. So things are looking up for the Ragman. Then in school the next day, his crush shows up and she gives him the Polaroid photo of his fucking taint and the tape that the bullies stole from him. And he's like, you know what? This is great. This girl's hot. She's giving me my shit back. She's like
Leslie. Yeah.
Leslie. Yeah. She's like, there's a pool party tomorrow. Do you want to go? And he's like, no.
Pool on the roof. If you want us to do it, you know what we're talking about. Pool on the roof.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh man, you didn't know about the pool on the roof?
Is there a pool on the roof?
The hackers.
Oh fuck, bro. Okay. Jesus Christ. But it's like that. So God damn it. We should do hackers.
I know, that's what I was hinting at it. Like one day it's gonna happen.
My girlfriend wants to be a guest when we do that.
That's great.
She still hasn't listened to this, and I told her no, it's not. I told her she had to listen to at least one episode.
Well, that's true.
If she wants to be on this fucking thing.
And then it's fine.
Yeah, and then it'll be fine. So the pool party we see turns out to be a pool party.
What? I want to go back to Leslie.
Okay, let's talk about Leslie.
Leslie is way too cute for this dude in this movie.
That's correct.
Skippy Handelman, I love you in Family Ties. I actually really like the lead in this movie. I do think
Skippy Handelman.
Well, Eddie, yes.
Eddie. wine bar or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is. Yeah.
Like I really do like him, and I do feel he is different from the character in Family Ties. But Leslie is just way too cute.
Yeah.
She's got super cute brown hair, brown eyes. This is just like super cute girl. Like no way, no way. This is what's the movie where they change Rachel Lee Cook into like no one wanted Rachel Lee Cook and
Because she had glasses and a ponytail.
Yeah, but what's
she's all that.
yeah, she's all that. That's crazy. Like that movie, if you watch it, Rachel Lee Cook is clearly the cutest character of the movie, regardless of any transformation. This is this movie. Like,
Yeah.
this girl is super cute. In this
Well, I mean, they
school.
don't play her off as a nerd. She's just
No, but she's
why she's hanging out with this bozo.
Yeah.
No one really
yeah. It's
gets.
like this girl could do like the jocks in this movie. This is not a shot at jocks. Just are awful. This other dude, he's fine. This girl could do way better. Like,
I'm gonna backtrack on what you just said. I don't think this guy is fine. Like,
well, I mean, fine enough to just be like, I know I could associate you.
like the jocks. Like, I'm not trying to side with bullies. I don't want to be a bully. But when the bullies are like, dude, you're being a fucking weirdo. You know what? This guy is being a fucking weirdo.
Wait, no. I do feel that's not super true when we get to the pool party, which now we're
No,
at.
when we get to the pool party, they're just trying to murder him straight up for some reason.
Yeah, so yes,
But like, I
agree
mean,
with-
as far as like lighthearted, like lunchroom bullying, like,
yeah,
am I?
No.
Maybe I'm a jock.
Oh no,
No,
Robert Troop sucks. Discovers things every episode.
I'm not a jock.
I with Mike, your hatred of sports alone. Like I don't. Oh my God, no. I mean that could be a side. It's just fantastic episode we do. We need Lamar. We need guest people to call in. We need sports novices to define
Sports
things.
novices.
To define things for us, but yeah. Yeah, no way. One, this guy is not deserving all the harsh reactions from these bullies to this extent. They do call him a weirdo. Like
Yeah.
he is kind of like an outcast, and whatever. I'm down with it.
Sure.
Mike is totally right. It totally ramps up. He goes to this pool party. So
Well, the pool party is at school.
yeah,
And it is jocks and topless women
at school.
at school.
What's the 80s, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a different time.
This movie is firing on all cylinders. So it's totally true. So he shows up and he's kind of nice about it. Like he shows up, but he's wearing like, like an army jacket and, I guess that's like, counterculture at that time. And he has some
Yeah.
headphones and he's probably listening to metal music.
Probably.
But he gets like super Johnny'd in Karate Kid where it's like, whoa, weirdo. And he's like, whoa, like I was kind of invited. They're like, no one would invite you. But he was. Like he truly was.
Leslie invited.
Yeah, again, this girl Leslie is. I don't normally say this in movies, just way too cute in this situation. It's this dude is weird. This is all you Harry Potter fans out there. This is Lily Potter and Severus Snape. It's just way too weird to
Like
ever work out.
super fucking gross and creepy.
Yeah, like you kind of grew up the street from one another. Like you know each other. That's where it ends. The end.
I mean,
if
yeah.
you needed help because your house is on fire, I guess I would help you as a neighbor, but peace out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. So there's that, and then as Mike said, they just straight up try to murder him. They throw him in a pool of water, and
Well, so they push him in the pool. I don't think they're trying to murder him. They push him in the pool because they're just
but
kind of.
they almost accidentally.
Well,
murder
so
him.
the scene is weird because he falls into the pool and he is behaving as though his backpack is
this is true.
is one chained to his body and two containing 1,000 pounds of lead because he sinks like a fucking rock and he's squirming around on the bottom like he's like, oh, I can't possibly swim to the top with this backpack, but he can't get the backpack off because he's a fucking moron for some reason. He's just like dicking around with it, and he can't escape until Leslie comes and like helps him get his backpack off and swim to the surface. This scene was bananas. I have no idea like 'cause, like so to backtrack 90 seconds, when he's on his way to the pool party, we see him take his backpack and like, I think he put swim trunks in it. He put something in, like an item of clothing
Yeah.
that was apparently like lined with fucking gold because he just like he can't.
Well, I was just going to tell you, you didn't pick up on the National Treasure references.
Oh my
This is the prequel.
Is it?
Where he finds the gold bricks and then puts them in his backpack, and it just happenstance where the bullies push him in a pool.
Oh my god,
This is the Nicolas Cage backstory.
I don't want to watch this anymore. So, but okay, so him and Leslie get out of the pool, and he runs.
Well, this is what I mean. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, do it.
This is Leslie getting in like, shit, man, this is my neighbor drowning. Like, I'm not
right. No,
super
she's
into,
saving his
like,
life. Yeah,
but I did invite this guy. I thought I was kind of being nice.
Right, and these dildos tried to fucking kill him.
Yeah, whoops. Now this guy's drowning. Like, I'm gonna get this guy out of this. And they total hissy fit with this guy.
Yeah,
every which way, hissy fit.
Well, and then
who cares who saves you? Thank them. Say thank you.
But he doesn't thank him. He runs out and he's like, I'm gonna bang all of you in the ass.
No, it is.
No, I'm gonna nail everyone.
Yeah. So I start writing on the side that he starts a vengeance plot that he narrates to Leslie, where he's gonna nail all the bad guys.
He's gonna nail them all.
I'm gonna nail them there. I gotta nail them now.
I'm gonna nail that guy. You're definitely getting nailed.
So I started starring things that I told Mike this movie should be, again, Trick or Treat, 1986, a drinking game. Every time he says nail him or someone references, because even demonic forces
Wow.
later reference or later say, I thought you were going to nail them. That was the plan. I was like, oh my God, even the demons are saying nail them? This is crazy.
He made a commitment of nailing. Promises were made.
Yeah. So, drinking game, trick or treat, nail them.
We may have inadvertently...
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, nail them.
Nail them. You just got to nail them.
Halloween, nail them.
So... he's upset. He's got this nailing him plan. He goes home. He puts the record on, and he's like, you know what? This is the 80s, and this is a heavy metal record. What if I played it backwards? That makes sense. So he does that. He does a little scritching and scratching, and you hear like the weird, like, probably nail those guys.
Damn it, nailing those guys.
Just gotta nail those guys.
It's a real trick or treat.
But so what basically happens is the record is kind of narrating how this kid's going to get back at these bullies.
Oh yeah, like basically the record turns into a Ouija board. Like
Right.
if you ask it questions but kind of revert it backwards, like what are the winning lottery numbers? Which clearly no one ever with intelligence is ever going to ask. It'd be like, number 7.
Right. Yeah.
I like doing that.
Yeah, that was good. So he's like, you know what? Okay, fuck yeah. So now that the next day in school, he's like setting up Home Alone traps. He's putting chairs in like strategic places, and the little mop bucket.
It's really funny that you say this, because where does this go? I also wrote these notes that he puts this chair by a door in the mop bucket, but
Yeah.
where does that lead to?
Well, we see where it leads to in
I don't
a second.
remember. I'm writing notes. So.
You're writing too many notes.
Damn it.
So he goes and he confronts the bullies, and then there's a chase. And in the chase, the chair and the mop bucket both play. They trip. The bullies trip over
right.
it. And one of this was my favorite part of the movie. One the bully that gets mop bucketed. He like
this now makes even more sense
Right.
in my mind.
he like fumbles on the mop bucket and just yeets himself out a window, basically. And I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, so we don't always watch the movies together, as we've noted before, but at this point in time, I'm writing notes down. I look up, and someone
He just dives through the window.
what was the bike movie? It's not BMX Bandits, but it's the other one.
Rad.
Yeah, it's Rad, because
Yeah,
this guy goes ass.
He goes
sliding.
ass sliding. Yeah. Well, he'd ass slide with him any day.
And he just. I looked at my guy. I was like, "Wasn't that in a stairwell?"
Yeah.
It is. It's just
No, he's gone.
When you launch off the half steps of a stairwell, it's over.
Yeah.
It's wherever you went.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Go to bed.
So this was the, and previously we covered Spookies. This was the equivalent to me. Like the guy jumped through the door. He was
Nothing is as equivalent. As
he was done. This kid just got thrown out a window. So, but the bullies give chase. A couple of them get taken out by the Home Alone traps. Wine bar gets away. And for some reason, I was maybe writing down notes as well. The bully thinks he goes through the certain door. He grabs a fire extinguisher. He busts it down.
Yeah, a fire extinguisher from 1952. What the
Right.
hell was
Yeah,
that?
it was like a World War II. It was like a huge
it was like made
metal
of silver,
cylinder. Right.
And you had to pump it, and there was like
Right.
weird
You pump
black
it
hose.
and you like hold it upside down. Yeah, it was that.
But, yeah, he breaks into the teacher's
It was the teacher's
break room.
lounge, yeah, and he just he hoses them all down, and we find out later he does get in trouble. But so Wine Bar goes home and he's fucking stoked because like the records.
This is the first time I wrote songs in the key of death.
Yeah, this is the first time I think you see it on the record. But the record's talking to him. He knows what to do, and something the voice of the record sucks, but it was something like 66 Crush. It was telling him.
Yeah, I'm looking through my notes because I was also writing some other things. And I was like, Orange Crush, 666 Crush. Like, what are you talking about?
No one knows. But so now we cut back. Presumably the next day at school, he's looking at a door with a 66 over it. And it turns out to be the shop class. So
I do have a lot of comments along the way. I had to flip a couple pages.
Okay.
It was nail them, nail them, nail them.
That's all you wrote down. It's like his notebook is all just like red rum, but it's just nail him. He's
Backwards.
nailing people.
Nail them. If my daughter wakes up and just highlights nail them,
That's
I
That's
will.
all day tomorrow.
This has been brought to you by the Brown Palace, which now houses Hall of Rabbit Troop Sucks. Come join us for high tea. Mike, you've been there.
I have been there for high tea.
I want cucumber sandwiches.
It's dope. It's
I'll hide from my demonic daughter if that's what it comes down to.
at the Brown Palace.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I want her exorcised. It would be the cucumber sandwiches. Come for the exorcism.
Yeah.
Stay for the cucumber sandwiches.
Have you ever been to the bar in there?
No.
In the Brown Palace? It's great.
No. Yes.
It's called like the captain's room or something.
Yes.
It's basically the bar from Beverly Loughlin, but without
Mike, you
the
and I
gross
took
drinks.
separate historic tours. Wasn't that? I think that's where mine ended off.
Oh no, we went to a much worse bar
Okay.
when I took that. Were you talking about the Rucker tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended at the Vault, which is a bar that doesn't exist anymore. But there was like a haunted vault in the basement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
It's Halloween. Put on your hoodies. I'm actually currently drinking hot cider, so drink some hot cider.
I'm not drinking that.
Watch Trick or Treat if you're in my vantage point and not if you're in Mike's.
Yeah, I mean, just do it anyway. It's fine. But yeah, so so it's the shop class, room 66, I guess. He's hanging out in there, listening to his Walkman.
Yeah, this is sad for me. I mean, he goes to shop class to eat his like sad sack lunch.
Well, no,
and
he
throws on headphones because he's being bullied and he's hiding.
No, but he was here. He was here for a reason. He was baiting those bullies.
It's true.
He knew. But
it
something
was very
going on.
clear. Like that's where he goes.
Right.
Like that's his life.
Yeah. So the bullies bust in, and the main bully
Messing around.
Do you think I'm a wuss? Was what he kept yelling at him. Do you think I'm a wussy boy?
Yeah.
And they rough him up a little bit, but then all of a sudden, the machines start turning on, and one of the bullies is wearing what has to be the smallest necktie in the world.
No. Let's go back. So they say, and I note this in my own comments. They say we got in trouble, and you caused this, so we have to do like janitorial work.
Yeah.
But they're both in suits and ties.
Right.
What?
It's what are they, farmers? It's the 80s.
Why are you wearing ties?
I have no idea. But this tie is like comically small.
Also, they're like color coordinated. This is going back to Double Dragon. It was like, what wasn't like? I'm looking at my notes really quick. Wasn't one blue, one red, or some crap? Like,
Yeah, correct. That is correct. Yeah, blue shirt, blue tie.
yeah, for each of them.
Yeah.
like they're like they clearly went shopping together.
Right.
Like,
They're like a doo-wop group
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
bop.
I don't know. But so like he gets his little tiny tie stuck in a machine, and I don't know what this machine. I'm not like a handy guy. But so there was like a wheel that his tie got stuck in, and it sucked him down. And then there was like
a needle.
a needle approach. I don't know what you would.
Some kind of like screw. Some kind of like
like a lathe or something.
Yeah, like
I don't.
faceted like screw.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
would,
I don't know
you
what
would
the
put a product against. But now, unfortunately, it's not a wood product; it's someone's eye.
Right. So it's going for his face, and he's like, "Hey, nerd, fucking turn it off." And the nerd's like, he has the, wine bar has his hand on the kill switch. And he's like, "All right." And at the last second, he turns it off. Rather than being grateful, the nerds are mad.
He's like, "This ain't over."
Yeah,
This
but it could be. You
Yeah,
could just-
this is one of the pauses I had with Mike. This is a super weird dynamic for me. Okay. I don't care who you are in life. You are bullying someone. You are a piece of garbage for bullying this person. I don't condone this, but okay, I'm watching a movie, especially in the 80s, about bullying. You are about to bully this person and you've already thrown this dude to like desk and face to the ground. You have done like bruising damage to this dude. You accidentally fall into some machinery. You're screaming for help and the guy actually lets you go. I don't think you're going to be friends forever and always, but you're probably just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to part ways. We're done here. Like, I don't, and the Karate Kid, you're okay with me, LaRusso? Like, whatever. Like, we never need to talk again. If I ever see you, the very end of Harry Potter, Draco and Harry, I nod at each other. We acknowledge each other. We never say anything. The dude like literally saved your life or your eyeball from exploding. I think like I just really don't. I can't find any driving force for bullying beyond this. Like after this happened, I really feel everyone would just be like, fair.
Yeah, fine. We're done. We're done. Yeah, I don't know the dynamic. Again, you like this movie. This movie sucks.
I like elements in this movie.
Right.
The bullying and this crap I don't like. I like the idea of, I don't know, like life sucks. I don't know, some demon's gonna help you for a little bit and it doesn't. Like, I mean, that's like so many 80s like horror tropes. So
I was gonna say, I feel like if that's what you're looking for, there's at least 5 movies that do it better. I can't name any right now.
we did choose this movie on.
But there's gotta be.
I chose this movie more because of the Halloween end.
Yeah,
but
and
Mike
that's
is
fair.
correct. Like Halloween is very backdrop of this film.
It is.
This isn't Halloween Town on Disney.
Yeah.
Could be.
So I'm gonna read to you what my next note says because
I'm even lost in my notes.
because I don't know what it says. So I have mother snooping around in a room and freaks out, and I remember this because she's bringing some laundry back. Some weird shit starts to happen.
I was also thinking the mother is snooping through and being like, I would have to assume, I mean, this is just not how I don't think Mike or I grew up. Like, how does my son have 700 albums? Where did this, as we noted before, this insanely expensive stereo equipment come from?
Yeah.
This is a single mom where in New Jersey. I'm not saying anything against single moms or single parents at all. I'm just like, I don't know many single parents that would be having this kind of funds. It's also kind of clear that he doesn't have a lot of funds. Like, some of his friends have cars and
He's got a car with a fucking vanity plate on it.
I mean, well, he's got that vanity plate, but was that the Oldsmobile?
I don't remember.
I mean, but like clearly his peers have other stuff, and like I feel he's using basically maybe a shared mom car or like a car that was like almost broken down. Like I just don't feel he's coming from like affluency.
You think his mother had the Ragman license plate on her car?
Or that was like the hand-me-down.
No, it wasn't her car because we at some point we see that his car gets wrecked and that he goes back for his mother's car.
But like maybe that was the hand-me-down. Like, like I need a new car for my job. You could use this car.
I mean,
like,
maybe, and that's
But I mean, were you under any impression that he was coming from just like riches?
I mean, not riches, but like I don't. My impression was that this was a single mom alimony environment.
Sure.
Because she's like, we just see her dicking around during the day. She's like doing jazzercise at home.
She was doing jazzercise.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like she's really stressed out about going to work or anything. So I don't know. I mean, whatever. They have a nice house. He's got a car and a dope like room.
I was thinking of more that he was more like the poorer kid in the neighborhood.
Then I want to live in that neighborhood because his life fucking rocks.
Well, I mean, Mike, I'm agreeing with you. Like that's the conflict. So
is that
no. Like the bullies are approaching it like he's got like the old army jacket. Like this kid's got like weird taste in music. can't afford these things. He doesn't have a nicer car. Like there are like allusions to this.
I
Like,
didn't pick up. I just thought the bullies were bullying him because he was a fucking shitty weirdo.
well, there's that too. So there's like two things going.
Because even like at the pool party, the girls are like, "You're a fucking creep."
Yeah. So,
So,
P.S. anyone listening to this, when other people are just being nice about it, and it is all the like young women in this film, they're like, dude, you're just kind of being a weirdo. Like they're not even being jerks. Like Mike's totally right. Like the
that's the
girls
thing.
on the side are like,
That's why.
hey, fashion up, dude.
That's why I bring this up. Like, I mean, the bullies are being shitty bullies, but like pretty much everyone around this guy, except for his nerdlinger best friend and Leslie, are like, "You're a weird, creepy dude. Like, get the fuck away from
Well, Mike,
me."
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the movie tried to like build itself as this dude is like, oh, he's like down on his luck, and he lives in a single parent household. Like, I think there's like he doesn't know how to dress, he doesn't know how to do these things. So there's elements of that, but then on the side, you're like, this dude has a stereo that he could retire off of, and Mike knows he has a car. His mom's got a car. Like it's two thoughts. Too many cooks in the kitchen for this. Like
I guess, yeah. Like I didn't. What you're describing, I didn't take it as at all. I just took it as like, this is a dude who's like kind of a heavy metal bitch ass, and no one likes him.
I think it was more like I don't have anyone in heavy metal taught me to fight. Like
So-
that's what I kind of gathered.
Yeah,
And again,
like this kid sucks.
I don't disagree. I feel there's elements of they wrote him to be like, I'm the underdog.
No one deserves to be bullied. One, but also
Totally.
like I think we're digging way too deep looking for meaning in a incredibly poorly written shitty ass movie. Like
Well, I'm
what
just saying-
you and I are describing, I don't think anyone considered at any part of the writing.
Well, I think
process.
like 4 people did, and then had conflicting interests and filmed 2 different things.
Yeah, I think people just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. This movie is stupid. But
Happy Halloween, everybody.
whatever. I lost my thought like 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so yeah, the mother is in his room and she freaks out because like shit starts happening. And my next note, as far as I can read from my terrible handwriting, says alternative tentacle shift, but I don't think that's right. So we're going to skip past that.
I wrote on a side note
Okay.
that some of our favorite podcasts on the side, so I guess we're having a podcast meeting live on air.
Okay.
Is they switch it up. You know, Chris noted, you know, they were reviewing X-Men the animated series, you know, less than or sequel to. You should listen to it. But I thought maybe we should figure something out with our birthday months. We don't have to announce it now, but maybe like once in each of those months, we do something that's not what we normally do. And I don't mean like we're gonna like review like the most celebrated film of the year, but like somehow we deviate. It could be a cartoon episode. It could be an episode of something just like side note.
Okay.
Mike seems perplexed about that.
No, I feel like this is going to be like me growing up where my birthday gets overshadowed by the holiday that is 4 days separated from it.
Oh, we shouldn't do that. It's just
Okay.
No. That's what I mean. Like it could be like, I'm choosing blank for these reasons. Like obscure films. Like we keep dancing around Hackers. Like let's say, for example, I'm like, you know what? It's my birthday month. Let's just do Hackers. We considered it. We don't know if it's obscure or not. For some people, do that. Or, Beverly Luff Lynn is one of probably the most recent movies we've done. Like I think that was 2018. A more modern film. Like you just pull I'm gonna pull a little sleight of hand, like birthday month.
Okay.
I don't know what that might be, but like we could probably do some dope ideas. We watched fun episodes of stuff.
I just feel like my birthday month is already filled up with seasonally appropriate movies for that month.
Then we do a second episode and say screw that.
All right.
You know what Paul Rudd said about when life gives you lemons?
Fuck those lemons.
That's right. Yeah. GD Wright.
Okay.
GD Wright.
That-
Yelling in my ass.
Jesus. Okay. Wow. I don't know where the fuck we are in this movie.
Yeah, I've lost my notes way ago.
Okay. So I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. We see the bully at school. Bully, what's his name? Tim, whatever. He opens his locker and there's a note from Wine Bar, and it says,
This is a weird move.
yeah, it's like, hey, it's a peace offering. It's like, I'm really sorry. Like, here's a tape. Let's let's bury the
Yeah,
hatchet.
yeah. It was an apology mix.
Yeah.
An apology mixed cassette.
That's what I mean. We find out that it's not, but that's what it's advertised as.
Sure, Mike. Hear me out.
Okay.
Anyone you've ever worked with,
Mm-hmm.
imagine you go to your desk, a locker, any job in time you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's like, "Real sorry, man," even though like they weren't on the wrong. Like, "Real sorry. Here's a mix."
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird move.
I mean, I'd listen to it.
I might.
I want to know what's on there.
I'd skip around.
Well,
My first thought is someone's going to play a track backwards and try to voodoo trance me.
I mean, now that's a thought.
I am confident I watched this movie with my brother a handful of times, and I'm also confident my brother is the first person that ever told me, and I have no idea what album this is, that if you play it backwards, there's satanic messages. Is there like, I know there has been noted for a couple things over time. Is there like a very notable like origin to the like? It was the Beatles.
It was a Chicago album.
Are you being serious?
No, that's a little.
I was really excited. I have some Chicago albums here.
Yeah, so do
I was
I.
like,
No.
oh, we're gonna load this up right now.
That's from Little Nicky. Sorry, everyone. That movie might. No, actually, I like Little Nicky. You can fuck off. No, if someone left me a mixtape, an apology mixtape, I'd listen to it. But like honestly, there's no medium that you could give me a mixtape on now. Because if you gave me a tape, I don't have a tape player. I don't think
But you subscribe to stuff. I guess someone can make you a playlist
Well, yeah,
and
so-
something you like subscribe to.
Okay, so they're gonna like tape a QR code for me to scan to my locker.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they would have to because if someone was like, "Hey, here's a
Michael,
US
here's your Spotify mix.
right, here's your USB stick. Go ahead and put that in your computer." I wouldn't do that.
Also, in this scenario, you're the villain. So you
I would be.
bullied and fired someone. And someone's like, "No hard feelings, Mike." And,
I spent-
and then on your desk, there's a QR code.
I've spent half of this fucking podcast talking about how shitty the main character is. Like, I'm the bully here. We can all accept that.
That's why Mike doesn't like this film. It's a reflection.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a nerd. I'm a jock who's too cool for sports. That's my problem. So he gives him this mixtape, and then the bully's like, all right. So now we see the bully takes his girlfriend up to like make out point, and they're getting hot and heavy in the car.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So he takes this mixtape. Where would you put it? Where would you put this mixtape?
I don't know.
Did you put it in your stack of tapes next to your Walkman in your back seat?
I mean, that's where he put it.
But that is exactly
So
where he put it.
in my mind, he had it in his hand, and he got into his car, and he went like, "The fuck am I going to do with this?" And he just kind of like tosses it into the back seat, because that's where we find it later in the back seat.
I am thinking this on two different
This
levels.
podcast is going to take 3 hours, by the way.
If I were in high school and I made someone a mix
Mm-hmm.
because they wronged me and now I'm apologizing to them, every song would be a huge FU to them.
Mm-hmm.
A huge FU. Or if I were the one bullying someone, which I hope I did not in high school, if I did, Rabbit Troop Sucks apologizes deeply. But if I did and someone made me a mix, I'd be like, this is super weird. Like, I don't, like track 1. Hey, jealousy, gin blossoms. Like, what? Like, this is over. That's what I'm talking about, Mike. Like,
If I got Hey Jealousy on a mixtape, I would kick that person's ass.
what if it was track 7?
I wouldn't have made it that far.
That's right.
No, but track 7 is always the best track
sure,
of a record.
But now they made it track 7. You got deep. Well, what came before Hey Jealousy?
3 Princes.
Oh, yikes.
I don't know.
Yikes. This goes out to my prince.
2 Princes? How many Princes were there?
2?
Was it just 2? Fuck, I
Princes?
fucked it up.
I adore you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
2? I think 2.
Sorry, Doctor Spin Doctor. Okay.
I'm sorry.
But so okay, the bully is making out with his bitch in the back of the car at makeout point, and he has to take a piss, so he gets out to take a piss.
Also, I found this girl too cute for the bully.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Come on.
a lot of hot ladies. In
Come on,
this movie.
this movie.
So the girl is like,
It's like Pat Benatar making out with like a slug. I'm done with this movie.
Is Pat Benatar your benchmark for attractive 80s ladies?
No, I just thought this girl was like super kind of punk rocky. She had like kind of like pointed up, like hairsprayed hair,
Okay.
like Pat Benatar. She looked kind of tough and was like, "Come on, bro, like get off me." I was like, I don't know. She had like a headband too, like
I don't. I
or
think she
something.
I think she was into it.
oh, she gets into the tape that she.
Well, I think she was into making out a little bit.
Oh yeah, I just thought she's way better than this dude. I mean, this whole town's better than this. Dude.
Yeah, all ladies are better than any of these dudes. So the guy gets out to take a piss, and the girl apparently just can't deal with like spending 30 seconds idle. So she puts on the headphones for a Walkman that's just in the back of the car for some reason.
And finds a sweet chrome
And
tape.
yeah, I don't think that's been mentioned. This cassette tape is chrome. She pops it in, and it's not the heavy metal music that we've been hearing before. It's like sexy, like woo. I don't know what that was meant to represent, but it's like sexy music, and then like green fog comes out of the earphones, and it's like it starts clawing at her little tits, and it's like the music is undressing her, kind of.
Yeah, it's like green vapors are
Yeah.
going up and down her body.
She's got the vapors.
This is like the beta of like Ghostbusters. Like
No,
CG.
it is. I actually wrote that down, that it was like Ghostbusters, because she is getting all horned up over this.
Yeah. It's also like weird. Like this is like, I don't know, like a 17-year-old like now naked.
Right,
It's kind of weird.
Well, and again, like the pool party, all these girls were naked, and like this is meant to be high school. Again, like I don't think you can really do that now. I guess there is that TV show that I don't fucking know. Doesn't matter. But so she's like about to pop, and then this is my favorite part. She opens her eyes, and there's like a fucking goblin in the back seat with her.
Yeah, so we often post pictures of things, and I thought this might be one that we might.
Yeah,
want to go back
we
to.
might want to take a picture. I didn't.
Yeah, we're not going to go back.
Okay, no, that's accurate. But yeah, this is something that we've never talked about before in the movie. We never see it again. But there's like this fucking monster in the backseat of the car with her.
Yep.
And she screams, and like Bully comes back to the car, and she's like, "Is she dead? We don't know. She's covered in goo."
Goo is a theme of the October month, apparently.
Yeah.
Don't touch the goo. I meant to say this even in our description when we posted it, but going back to Spooky, no, it was Terrorvision. Mm-hmm. Damn, don't touch the goo. Stop touching goo, people.
Yeah.
Stop touching goo. You see goo? Don't touch it with anything. With a stick? Sure. Your limbs? No.
Yeah, don't.
Stop touching goo. It's a PSA.
Do I rap? Did you just ask? Of course I do. I catch the goo.
This has been brought to you by Rabbit Troop Sucks.
Yeah.
Have you or a loved one suffered goo-related afflictions? Stop touching goo. We're not even a law firm. Just stop doing it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
There is no monetary compensation, but just please don't. But we don't know. She's covered in goo. She may be dead. We find out later she had to go to the hospital. She's not dead. Now we're at home, and the mother is doing jazzercise again. And this is where I think this is the first Ozzy Osbourne moment.
Oh yeah, we see the reverend.
The reverend, yeah. I don't know what his name was, and you mentioned that it was Ozzy, and I didn't pick up on that immediately because like it's not his own accent. I can't tell if he's trying to do an American accent poorly, or I don't know what he was doing.
That's fair.
But it was Ozzy Osbourne talking about the hazards of heavy metal. He referenced an album that was called "Do It Like a Dog," as like a just real bad news stuff. I don't know.
I love that this movie is 86 and we are now in a world of Stranger Things 2022 where if you play metal music and that, Eddie, you play Metallica and you ward off demons, we love you. Where, I mean, 40 years later, almost this is where we're at, and Hell yeah. I mean, that's leaps and bounds. That's some progress.
Yeah.
At least in some things.
So we are almost an hour into this podcast, and where we are at in this movie is about an hour into the movie. This movie is an hour and 40 minutes, and we're about an hour into it. And at this moment is when things actually start happening in this movie.
That's true.
Up until now, like, it has just been a grind of like, okay. But now,
I like the origin story. This is the half I like better.
yeah.
The first half.
You like the first half
do.
better? Oh my God. Podcast over. This movie. Jesus Christ. Dear God. Okay. So the bully goes to the house to yell at White Power, because that's what it sounds like he's fucking calling him.
Bold move in high school. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this I'm so sick of this nerd. I'm gonna drive to his house and bully him home. Like,
Well,
damn.
like, honestly, he wasn't really even bullying him. He's like, what did you do? Like, this girl was
Yeah.
in the hospital. Like, what was on that tape?
Yeah, but also,
Fuck, bro.
I mean, also at this point in time, it's like, dude, bro, you being crazy. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
back off, dude.
Yeah, he's,
Like, I don't,
sure.
voodoo.
He thinks there's voodoo, maybe.
I don't need that crap coming to my house. Like, hey, ding dong, do voodoo on me.
Yeah.
Do voodoo on my girlfriend.
But so he drives off on a huff, and now Weinstein, whatever the fuck his name is, shit.
Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie.
Skippy. What is
Skippy. What was it? Skippy who?
Skippy Handelman.
Skippy Handelman. He goes back inside, and he's now arguing with the record. He's like, what did you do? Like, I thought I was kind of getting revenge on the bullies, and now the record's like, nail them all. You said we had to nail them all, and the record's laughing at him.
I told you. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Even later in the film, the demons are like, you said you would nail them.
Yeah.
The process was to nail them. Like alpha nail, objective
Alpha
one.
nail. That's solid. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, again, like, now you're 27 drinks deep into this, even the demons getting involved.
Yeah, the demon's ready for nailing. And he's laughing at him. He's going to nail the mom too. He's trying. So Handelman is trying to unplug like the record player. He gets shocked. Pepsi, there's like an open can of Pepsi in his room, because of course there is. It spills on the record, and I don't know if this was the bellwether for what happens next.
Hot tub time machine yourself there.
Yeah, it was a little hot tub time machine action. But so now we have what was the rock guy's name?
Sammy Curr.
Sammi Curr. He like pops. He appears
out and about.
He appears like the goddamn Terminator, like in this ball of electricity. And I don't even know what happens next, because I can't read my fucking notes. Oh no, Eddie Handelman smashes the stereo.
Oh yeah. Well, so he's freaking out.
Yeah,
and
he's freaking the fuck out.
man, the biggest character I feel bad for is the mom in this film.
Oh yeah, she didn't sign up for this. She has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, she's checking in on Eddie at all points in time. It's super weird. I mean, I don't really know how to dance around this outside of it's like very suggestive of like masturbatory scenes, and it's like, oh, what are you doing in there? I heard some crashing. I heard some banging. You're in a sweat. Oh my God, are you okay? I don't know what's gonna...
She thinks he's cranking it in his room.
Mom, get some soup. But he smashes the stereo and later smashes all devices. I have mentioned Little Monsters many times in this. Very Little Monsters-esque. Hashtag Little Monsters.
How is it Little Monsters-esque? I've never seen Little Monsters.
So in Little Monsters, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit, they break down all the beds. They break down all the beds and then also get all the lights that they can. And this is almost the reverse, where he is breaking down every single device that makes sound.
So yeah, well, I mean,
So he breaks down all portals of entry.
I don't even know what the context is here, but he talks to his nerd friend. What's the kid's name?
Roger.
Roger. I don't know if we've mentioned Roger before.
I like Roger.
Yeah, he's all right. He's like the one reasonable person in the
That's
movie.
why I like him.
Yeah. He's like, hey, nerd, you got to go find this tape. I don't know where he's meant to go get the tape from.
I also in my notes, I don't remember him being like sent on a quest.
Well, like, so he's like, okay, I'll get the tape. And then we see him like stealing a car.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, is he jacking his parents' car or something?
I think he's breaking into.
Oh, he's breaking into the bully's car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he has the chrome tape.
Fuck, I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the confusion for me too. Like, he's told to get the tape, but he wasn't really, again, sent on a quote unquote quest. It wasn't
Right.
like, so it's in this other car and you need to do this. It was just like, hey man, like I have this tape. Can you get it? That's all I got.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, okay. Like,
Yeah, whatever, bro,
Then he's
sure.
like jimmying like
Yeah,
a
he's
car
like
door.
getting the Slim Jim out there. Okay, that makes more sense. So he gets the tape, and he listens to it. He goes home and he listens to it because he's a fucking moron. I think Weinbar told him not to, but he does it anyway. And he goes into the kitchen, and I don't know what he was making in the blender. He put like
I just
milk,
wrote, oh,
like
shake.
It was like milk, Hershey's syrup, and like peanut butter.
Yep.
Okay, is that an '80s thing that I'm not familiar with?
I mean, I think milk and just Hershey syrup. I guess if you want to do like a Reese's Pieces style, you just or like I could also throw in peanut butter.
Like, I mean, but I feel like if you're making chocolate milk, you don't need a goddamn blender. You can just do that in the glass with a spoon.
I mean, I guess if you throw in the peanut
I get,
butter.
well, yeah, the peanut butter.
I also was under the illusion this kid was affluent and his mom was doing all the dishes.
Well, it's Hoboken. I mean, everyone's loaded in the Boken.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he's making his weird.
So did I make these things? No. Or Mike? No.
No. I was a Nesquik guy. So he's making his fancy chocolate milk in the blender, and because he's listening to the tape, the rock guy shows up.
Sammy.
And he's like, hey, you got to play the tape tonight. Tonight being the Halloween party that no one has mentioned yet.
That is correct. This is where Mike was like, wait a minute.
It's Halloween.
I was like, oh yeah, that's why we're watching this movie.
So this scene is fucking bananas. So nerd guy's like, yeah, okay, I'll play the tape. Just get the fuck out of my house. Sammy, the TV's on, and it's like the old people bitching about rock and roll are on TV again. And Sammy reaches into the TV and pulls an old lady out of the TV
Yep.
and just shatters her on the floor like
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, like Mortal Kombat.
Fatality.
And he just kind of like disappears, and the next scene is the nerd just vacuuming up the dust that was the old lady.
Well, it was the nerd doing that?
It was the nerd doing that.
So my comment was, so he's vacuuming hay.
Yeah, you mentioned that. But yeah, he's like, fuck, my parents are gonna be home. There's like a dead old lady on the ground. I gotta clean this up. So he's vacuuming up the old lady. Okay, now we're God.
Who knows where we are?
Listeners, I'm sorry. We'll publish like drink requirements to listen to these so you can be on the same level as us. We're back at Eddie's house, and the doorbell rings, and we see a character who we see only once and only for about 8 seconds. And
Stan?
is it Stan? Yeah, it's Stan. It is Stan.
Rambo?
So he opens the door, and there's a topless man with like a bandolier and a machine gun, and he goes, "Die, commie pig."
Well, let's not just say like, all this. This is not body shaming anyone.
No, like he's tight. He's fit.
Stan?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm thinking Rambo.
Yeah, Stan is Rambo.
So Rambo, like,
Where are you going with this?
is super buff jock dude. Like, imagine like
No,
biceps.
Stan is not buff, but he's not.
but-
He's in shape.
But he's like nerdy fit.
He's nerdy fit. Like he's
Yeah,
skinny.
yeah.
He, I don't know. Maybe he
Well,
was
I think-
80s fat. I don't know.
That was the joke. Like this, like 80s. Like I'm not body shaming anyone. Like this 80s weenie shows up.
Oh,
with
yeah, he
Joe-
was like a little wiener guy.
Yeah,
he was
but
he was balding and like he had glasses on.
Yeah, but he's dressed as Rambo.
But he's
like,
dressed as
super tough.
Rambo.
I like this guy.
Yeah, no, he was all right. And
Yeah, none of this is a diss. It's all
no,
compliments.
yeah, okay. And so Eddie goes, "Mom, it's Stan." And then the mother comes down and she's dressed because this is literally the first time in this movie that I recognized that it was Halloween.
Yep.
The mother comes down dressed as someone, Dolly Parton. Like
That's what I told.
yeah,
Mike.
that's what you mentioned.
Pink Dolly Parton,
I have-
like random 80s clothes.
I have no fucking
80s
clue
Pink
who she was
Rando.
supposed to be.
There's a lot of band names that come out of this.
Maybe it was
80s Pink Rando.
80s
I-
Pink Rando. Yeah,
I would be in that band.
great. Side project. So she comes down. She's like, "Ooh, you're so beefy," or I don't know. Remember what she said? We also get a boom mic in the scene here.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah. Okay, my next note is, it's Halloween. So now we're at the school Halloween party, and the nerd is there, and he's got the tape, and he puts it into the stereo because Sammy Dingus told him to.
Wait, I got to shout out to one of our listeners.
Okay.
Hey, Rami.
Hey. Our listener, Rami.
Hey, this movie is not streaming anywhere. We usually note that, and I know one of our other films we noted that we had to watch it on DVD. So I guess we're just gonna have you let this or lend you this DVD so you can watch this. Also, side note, I know this guy would be into the soundtrack. We also found the soundtrack to this. We'll talk. Side note.
Okay, yeah, the soundtrack is pretty slapping. What is the band that does the soundtrack?
I don't know. You looked it up.
I did look it up. Shit.
I know he's multitasking. It's too late in the night to multitask.
Yeah, I mean, on a good day, I'm not great at it.
I'm still drinking hot cider.
Yeah. So the band that does all of the songs for this is Fastway.
Got to be fast and in a way.
Yeah. But there are a couple bangers that are from other bands. As we mentioned, Houdini is one of the other hits.
Houdini will blow your mind.
Also, I'd like to mention Houdini for a second because we talked about it earlier.
Talk about Houdini all you want. It could be the rest of this episode.
So we mentioned that there's a Houdini song called "The Haunted House of Rock." I'd play a little bit
Quite
for you,
right.
but I don't know how it'll translate over the microphone.
Yeah, it's fine. Wait. You
Well,
should,
yeah,
you should YouTube this.
You can explore this on your own. So I went into this thinking that "The Haunted House of Rock" by Houdini was probably a song made for this movie.
Oh no.
It's not. This is a song from a 1983 Houdini album. So this band, group, whatever, this is a song they had. And someone heard it, was like, you know what? We got to get this in our fucking shitty Halloween movie.
3 years later. Remember that Houdini track? Yeah, I remember that Houdini track. Drop it. We're at a party, right? Party track 83. That's all I have.
Also, I don't know why this amuses me so much. Earlier, I loaded up a YouTube clip of the Houdini. That's not a music video. But the user who uploaded it his name is DJ Buddy. Fuck. DJ Buddy Love Roots Rap. So
I mean, he's clearly a member of Houdini. If you're in Houdini, reach out to Rabbit Troop Sucks.
yeah, DJ Buddy Love Roots Rap. We would like.
We'll play your song. We'll play anything.
We'll play the song. We would
Give
like
us permission.
We would like some of your 38.1 thousand subscribers to come over.
We
to
will
Rabbit Troop Sucks.
absolutely play the tracks that you give us.
Yeah.
Send them on over.
Okay. So.
Who? Dini?
Oh boy.
Who that Dini?
Yeah. Next week on Rabbit Troop Sucks, Who That Ninja? That's not a real movie. Sorry, we're not going to do that. Paul, keep it in. You can do it. Take the cider. Take it down. Okay. So yeah, the nerd is playing this goddamn tape at the party. White Power is trying to go to the party. He gets in his car with the fucking sweet custom Bagman license plate.
But this is also a moment. So there's a couple things happening.
Okay.
And Leslie approaches. Was it Ronald?
Who cares? Yeah, the nerd guy.
But she's like, "Oh, you're gonna play some Judas Priest?" I'm like, damn, this girl every which way. Like, she's way too cool for school.
Yeah.
I was like, I've had it with this movie. Like, I don't know what to say.
Mister, I like this movie.
I do like this movie, but the dynamic of the characters in this movie is aggravating. Like,
it's because this movie sucks, is why.
it's the super cute girl who likes metal, like, and the metal guy who has no one. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's a Halloween miracle that should have happened ages ago. Like, this should have been established. She's like, like I'm super into the loner. He's like, I'm too lone to be with anyone. Like, you're like 16 years old. Grow up, kid.
He can't grow up. He's only 16. But well, he's trying to grow up, and he's trying to go to the party to stop this.
It was the Judas Priest comment that really aggravated me.
Yeah,
like,
I see that.
You're naming bands? Come on.
She named Ann Band, and it was Judas Priest.
She knew.
She does know. So he gets in his car with the custom license plate to go to the party, but the car is now, it Christines him. He's like possessed by the rock guy.
I also mentioned Christine.
Yeah, well, you would have to. So like it takes him on a journey. He goes through like a shipping dock and like a truck stop. Like I don't know.
This movie
the
was like
geography of
clearly
Hoboken,
sponsored by the state of like New Jersey at this point in time. And
Yeah.
I mean, like we're going to like roundabout like docks,
right?
Like,
there's
construction
there's
zones.
Teamsters hanging out.
Yeah.
But so he eventually he escapes from the car by like reaching under the dashboard and disconnecting the radio, because this is where he figures out that why can't I remember this fucking
Sammi Curr?
Sammi Curr. God damn. He realizes that Sammi Curr is like in the electronics. So he disconnects the radio, the car stops, he gets out. He's like, okay, I got this. He's going to the party now. But now back at the Halloween party, the nerdy principal who's I don't know what he's dressed as, like a nerdy principal. He's like, hello, students. I'd like to present to you the band. The Kickers. The band is the Kickers.
The band is the Kickers. I also know that.
And so the Kickers come out and they're like, they're doing tuning. But then all of a sudden, Sammi Curr pops out of the speaker.
I love this. I love this scene.
Yeah, this is great. He kind of like, I don't really know what he does to the lead singer of the band. He like kills him in some way.
Their body morphs.
Yeah. And like you see his guitar just go flying through the air, and Sammi Curr pops out of the speaker, catches the guitar, and fucking rocks it.
Yeah. So also this dance went from like 100 people to 1,000 people quick.
Yeah, there's a bajillion people at this
Yeah,
party.
like it's like as you would imagine, like a high-end sitcom where a dance has 100 people. You don't need to see everyone. I don't know what kind of graduation schools everyone went to. Mine definitely had more than 100 people in the graduation or prom dance or whatever dance it might be. But even if you didn't, it doesn't matter. Like you see a bunch of people close-knit. Now it is like a rockin' auditorium, like sardines packed to pack or packed
back to pack. Yeah, but the party is rocking. The band is rocking the party.
This is like Metallica showed up to your prom.
Yeah, it is exactly like that.
Awesome.
Someone in the audience comments like, he's even better than the real Sammi Curr. So like the impression is that like this is a Sammi Curr cover band, but they're fucking rocking it. The Currs, yeah. I feel like that might be a bad word somehow. I don't know.
The Currs and the Horsemen. Is it worse?
No, I don't. It might be.
Tapas and Currs.
Yeah.
Moonbeams and Currs.
I'm buying several websites right now, just so you know.
The season of the Curr.
I think I've seen that. I think it's a porno.
Based on a Stephen King novel.
They're all Stephen King novels. Stephen King. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. Okay. But now, so the party takes a turn because now Sammi Curr is just like laser blasting people with his guitar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this goes from you have a bunch of like fans, like Insta fans, like, oh yeah, this band rocks, to boop, boop, boop. Like
Well,
you're just beaming people out
Yeah,
of
so
existence.
did you notice like the first, I want to say 3 to 5 people that he kills with the laser blast, the people around them are
racist.
like, fuck yeah, and they keep going like oh, the guy next to me exploded, but whatever, this is banging.
So they were the most racist.
They are the yeah. What? Okay. Yeah, but oh my god. Yeah, but like no one seems to care for a while, but like it isn't until like the 10th or 11th person that gets killed that the people in this party are like, we should get the fuck out of here. And everyone kind of starts running. The babe, Leslie leaves. Leslie is gone by now.
Good.
And the bully sees her leave and is like, Leslie's up to something. So he follows her into the bathroom. He tries to rape her just a little bit. And it doesn't take. And then he apologizes.
Yeah, I don't like any of this.
No, this is a stupid scene. I don't even know why I was here. And he's like, "Are you making it with Eddie?"
I do know that the dialogue is amazing.
Because apparently making it is like a.
Well, when you're making it, you're making it.
That's what I mean. I feel like a couple movies that we've watched, someone has referred to sex as making it. Maybe I'm not old enough for that.
So, Mike, the origin comes from like in Super Mario Brothers.
Oh my
When
God.
you go up the flag, you're making
It with the okay.
This has not been brought to you by any accurate information.
No, Rabbit Troop sucks. Not
Liars.
where you want to go for your facts. Okay. But yeah, so like they have a little bit of a tussle. He slaps her. She runs away. I don't know. It doesn't.
dumb.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't. This scene is stupid. It didn't need to be there. But so Eddie's the guy, right? The kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He finally gets to the party. He finds the tape and he smashes it. And he finds the girl. They run into each other in the hallway or whatever. But at this point, like everyone's kind of dispersed, and Sammi Curr confronts him in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, you know what? This is what you wanted. We're banging everyone in the ass or whatever.
Nailing it.
We're nailing everybody, like you said. You
nail everyone.
You promised me nailing, and that's what we're doing. He's like, no, that sucks though. But so he communicated to his nerd friend that he had to like turn off the electricity. So the nerd friend, what's his name? Ronald. How do you remember this?
I don't know.
Is my memory just fucking garbage?
Probably.
Yeah. It is.
I've been telling you guys this for years.
No, I don't remember anything.
I've told you, well, not you directly. I'm sorry, I'm getting uppity. I was like, I've told my dad for ages that I have remembered like factual events. He's like, I don't think that's the way. I was like,
No, you remember everything.
yeah, my should just like attest to this. Like, I'm not trying to use this as something against anyone. I just tend to remember a lot of stuff.
I think the dynamic we have here is that you remember everything and I remember nothing, as highlighted by guest host Chris. There's a movie that he and I watched together that I on this podcast.
Brain Scan.
It was Brain Scan. Yeah, I was like, I've never fucking seen this. He's like, you dumb piece of shit. We watched this together. So yeah, I don't know.
This has been brought to you by Chris.
My brain is an idiot.
Scan.
Yeah, my brain scan is an idiot. But yeah, so the nerd like sneaks up behind him. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking sacrifice myself for the cause.
Well, he says something too, like if I could ever do something, it would be this. Like,
yeah, if I could ever do something, it would be killing myself with electricity
I was like, were
to
you
stop
ever the
a
villain?
monster. Or
What are we doing?
Well, yeah, he mentions like I've
Self-sacrificial
got to
nonsense.
I've got to do something right. Like he's been fine the whole time.
Well, the only thing he did wrong was play the cassette that was lorded over him
Right,
the
like-
entirety of this film.
But also, like he didn't tell him that it was a demon cassette. So who?
Sure,
you
you
I don't
can't
know.
blame like
No.
this dude's about to die. This dude
Whatever.
tries to die.
Yeah. So he. Also, it's worth noting the breaker box for the entire school is just in the hallway of the
Yeah,
school.
and kind of like a webbed out call box that you would see in the wilderness.
Yeah. So like he just stabs it with a crowbar and he electrocutes himself. And Sammi Curr.
Yeah, Sammi.
Sammi disappears. And Eddie's like, oh, he's dead. And then he wakes up. He's like, I'm not dead, motherfucker. And
He's not dead.
I don't think we ever see that kid again.
No, he's alive.
No, he's alive. But do we see him again in this movie?
He does confirm that he's alive, though.
No, he confirms that he's alive. But I think,
yeah, I think Mike's right. I don't think
he
we
comes
see
back.
him. But he's like, because he's like, oh, you died for it. It's like, I ain't dead yet. Or is that something?
Right,
like,
yeah.
like he definitely has like the shadow, like,
Right, like,
no.
Yeah.
No.
So Eddie and the babe run out of the school, and they're the cops are there, like it's a big event, And the cops are like, there he is. Why they know who he is and why they are interested in him, never explained.
Yeah, this was not even a pause of the moment in the movie for either of us. Mike and I each looked at each other, and Mike looked at me. He's like, "Is there a reason the police are after him?" I was like, "Mike, these are the notes I'm writing right now. Like,
no one knows.
It's all in his head. Is this a dream? Like, seriously, like I have no idea whatsoever why the police are after him.
I mean, well, so it was one of the bullies that was like, there he is, it's him. He didn't say it in an old-timey voice, but then the cops were like, yes.
He did in our hearts.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But aside from that, like, I don't, like, a supernatural rock ghost is killing people, and you're like, it's this one kid, it's probably him. I don't fucking
But it's a
know.
full-on manhunt that we see
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's
yeah,
like,
they're going
we've got
for
him
it.
cornered over here with an unidentified female, and they're running this way. Like, what?
Yeah,
What?
who the fuck knows?
Yeah, there's like now like 20 cops in like this small town, like quarantining the situation
Mm-hmm.
over radio, like radios. They're like, this is the description of the perp that I've got. Like, no.
Yeah. Well, there's a good reason for all of this. It's because this is a shitty, poorly thought out movie. But Eddie's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. But he's like, you know what? Even though DJ Gene Simmons gave me this record, I'll bet he has another one. So I got to call him and tell him not to play it on Halloween, because I'll know that was what he wanted to do.
Well, that was the conflict I had in my own thoughts earlier. That I thought he gave, or DJ Simmons gave him the only copy of
No,
this
but
record.
he's got another one.
Yeah, a lot of loopholes.
Yeah. So he calls into the station. It doesn't take. No one will connect his call. But they're listening to the radio, and we hear DJ Gene Simmons. And then this is just so fucking stupid. He's like, yeah, Halloween, ghouls and ghosts, whatever. Like, we've got an unreleased record from
Album, yeah. That's when I noticed it the first time. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, full album?
we got a full unreleased album from Sammi Curr.
I mean, imagine any rock star on earth, like the most, like anyone, like Mike, just Genie's wish. You have a full effing album of someone. I mean, I'm going to be like Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. Like, it wasn't a song. We have an album, a studio album. Who is your dream Genie version of this?
Ugh.
Or one of many. It's a full album. That's insane. Like,
I don't know.
How did that slip through the cracks? Like, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. Think about that, listeners.
I'm sure there's a good answer for this, but I don't know what it is. For me, it's not Nirvana, because it's just not. Yeah, I don't know. The Big Bopper?
Okay. Right.
No, it's not true. Well, I'll think on that, and I'll give you a reasoned
Okay. How
response
about
later.
even this? Like, think about this even in the future, more pertinent to the show. Someone had a full movie extended, so like someone you wanted to act beyond their lifespan, or I mean, for me, as I just did a full album.
That
but, like,
never goes well. That's how we have the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and also AI. Those are movies after someone died that should have fucking died.
No,
with
no,
that
no, no.
person.
More like in your dream Genie scenario. So one of your favorite.
No, but the genie's a dick. It's not going to work out. We've all seen genie stuff.
How about this? Let me just reframe the question.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
If one of your favorite people could do one more thing that you liked, who would it be?
Like a dead person?
Yeah,
My
like-
favorite dead person?
Yeah, like they were able to do something.
I don't know.
Because I'm just like, the magnitude of like a song is one thing. Like, that's awesome. But like a full album, that's insane.
It is.
Like, whoops, we just didn't know this album existed.
I don't know. Can I have the only copy like in this movie? Because then,
Wu-Tang style?
well, no. Well, honestly, like if there was an ODB album out there,
Well, there is that Wu-Tang album.
yeah, but ODB's not on it.
Okay, but
It's the
still
one
the-
that like shitty farmer bro.
Yeah, but he
owns.
doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, well, who does?
I don't know.
Not me.
But he doesn't.
But Wu Tang isn't dead. Only ODB is dead.
Wait, I think he is on it.
Is he?
I think there's like
I think,
samples.
I think they recorded it after he died. It doesn't matter.
No, it was definitely recorded after he's dead. Damn it.
If
Private
there-
Troop Sucks members. Do
If there was an
something.
ODB album, I would fuck with that. I don't know if that would be my top wish though.
Yeah, but just think about that in the future
Okay.
podcast. Just like someone magical did something extra. It'd be fantastic.
It would be fantastic. I guess my answer would be like, if I can have the only copy, as is the case in this movie, whatever the most valuable thing is. So like a Beatles album with everyone on it that didn't suck.
Great.
That would be, I'd take that because I would sell it and then retire. Because I fucking hate working more than the Beatles. Okay, so Jesus, where are we in this movie?
I don't know.
No, he calls the radio station to tell Gene Simmons not to play this record.
Okay, don't play it.
Gene Simmons doesn't answer, but we hear they're listening to the radio, and Gene Simmons is like, "Hey, I'm gonna play this fucking record." But guess what? I'm going to play it backwards. And he announces this and then plays it backwards.
He does.
Because that's a normal thing that radio DJs do. They got a record, like, I'm just going to play this fucking thing backwards.
Didn't he say, like, we're going to play it all night long, but the first time is going to be backwards?
Yeah, because this is the movie. Because this movie sucks and no one does anything that makes sense.
Like, can you imagine just even driving, like, just for, like, 45 minutes? I don't know how long an album averaged in the 80s, but just imagine, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Great, love it.
So
drums are great.
The cops are still after the kids. They pull up. There's this cop pulls up to like Eddie's house. He's like, I'm at the kid's house. I saw him running around. See, because all cops are Wiggum in my mind.
And he's incinerated just to his boots, down to his boots.
Yeah. So Sammi Curr jumps through a window of the house. Kills the cop with electricity.
You can just see boots.
Yeah,
I even drew them.
They're just boots. You drew them? Let me see.
I think it's on. I'll find them.
Okay, it's too late. The kids run into the house, and we kind of alluded to this earlier. They go on a spree of destroying every electronic device in this house. This house...
Wait, I found the boots.
Those are adorable. That's very nice.
They're kind of cute boots.
There are 8,000 radios in this house. Every room of this house has 7 radios.
That's where I know that it goes on a smash, the Little Monster style.
Yeah.
You got to shut down every portal.
Right.
It is just smash-tastic.
Like in the living room, there's 18 radios.
15 like clock alarms.
Yeah, like he's
like, holy shit.
We see him smash like realistically 12.5 radios.
You know, like thinking about like, you know, we often like go to the 80s and 90s. You know, that's kind of our wheelhouse. I would say those 2 decades, and I'm not surprised if that's going to dominate this podcast from here on out. But like thinking about the technology that exists now, thank God. Like, can you imagine just having like a clock alarm for every room?
Well,
like, that's insane.
So in the year of our Lord 2022, there are less electronic devices in the room we're recording this than in the fucking bathroom of this kid's house.
Yeah, like there's only more in this room of anything because we're podcasting.
But even still, like he would spend less time smashing shit in this room. But okay, so he's smashing shit. He runs into the bathroom to smash the bathroom radio. And this is where the confrontation between Billy Ray Curr, what the fuck is his name?
Sammi Curr.
Sammi Curr. God damn it. Where Sammi Curr pops into the bathroom and Eddie, I can remember Eddie for some reason. Eddie throws a fucking hamper at him. And then,
as you do.
And that just flummoxes him. And he falls into the toilet. And he hates the goddamn toilet.
No, he does not like that. This was a twist move for me. He does not like that toilet.
No, he gets splashed with toilet water. He's like, fuck.
His arm is in like a vortex of the toilet. It was super weird. Like, I'm like, why does he hate? I think my note was, why does he hate that toilet?
The toilet. So it's now we're learning that Sammi Curr hates water.
Yes,
water is like not his bro because he's made out of electricity. Yeah. So he's getting his shit rocked in the bathroom, and the kids run downstairs. They steal the police car because the officer is now just
boots.
You
drew those boots.
And they drive to the radio station. I'm not really sure what their plan is here, and the girl also doesn't know what the plan is.
No.
But they're like the radio station is just full of electronic vortex. Everyone in there is dead. It's all electricity and heavy metal.
And they just go apeshit crazy and smash everything.
They're smashing everything.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't seem to work. I don't really know what they're going for, but whatever they're going for doesn't happen.
No.
So Eddie and the girl leave, and Eddie gets into the police car, and he tells the girl, he's like, count to 100, and if I'm not back by then, run inside and get the tape or do something.
Yeah, I don't
no
know.
one knows. And he drives off in the car, and he's shit talking now. He's in the car. He's like, man, I wish that little pussy bitch, the rock guy, was in here.
Yeah, he is shit talking.
Yeah. He's like, oh man, like I'm so lonely. Like if only there was like this guy to like fuck with me.
Yeah, he's in somehow a Ghostbusters ghost trap car. So hear me out.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
If I could summon this ghost to the back seat of where I'm at,
Right,
by
'cause he's-
shit talking it into existence, I got a ghost trap, and he does.
Yeah, no,
Bold move.
Yeah, he shows up in the back of the car and he's like, haha, gotcha, bitch. And like,
Boo.
boo. And he can't get out because like the police grate between the back seat and the front seat, to keep the criminals in the back.
Sure, that's what keeps the ghost in.
Yeah, that is what it did. It worked this time.
If I learned anything from seasons of Supernatural, it was that.
Yeah,
Ghost grates is like sacred ground.
right. There may as well have been a ring of salt back there.
Yep, and a holy Colt gun.
So he takes this opportunity. He's got Sammi Curr back there, and he just drives off a bridge into some fucking water, into a river or whatever.
Yeah, it's bongs. See, he's driving like, I was looking at this 50 miles an hour, and just like, hey, just
Yeah.
right out of it, just ejects from a car into like the pond, the lake,
Yeah, like
the bridge water.
Well, so we didn't talk about this earlier. When his car Christined him, he escaped like teetering on the edge of like a drawbridge that was open. This drawbridge is now still open days later or whenever the fuck this is, and that's the bridge that he drives off of. His car's not there anymore, but he drives off that
It's
bridge.
a special kind of drawbridge.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Majestic.
So he drives off the bridge. The girl counts to 100. She runs inside. She does something. I don't know. It doesn't fucking work. She leaves the radio station. She comes back outside. Eddie's there. They like slow-mo high five and the movie's over.
I liked it.
And but I mean, is that like an accurate depiction of the end of this film?
pretty much.
Do you have more notes? Because I feel like I covered it.
No, cop car blast.
Cop car blast. Yeah.
No, I don't really have more.
Okay.
I liked it.
Paul liked this movie. I did not. I mean, the premise is solid, but if this is the premise you're looking for, I feel like there's so many other better movies.
There's clearly some nostalgia for me.
Yeah. I've never seen this movie before. You mentioned you've seen this movie like 3 dozen times with your brother.
Yeah,
So
it's like
I bet that's part of it.
growing up. I remember seeing this. We must have had some pay channel because there's profanity, there's nudity. I'm like, we must have had a HBO.
Yeah.
At this point in time, which we did not for most of our lives. Like I just remember having it as a kid. So, yeah, I don't remember when we would have seen this, but on Halloween, we'll watch another movie. I know my brother and I watched like most Halloweens. Like this is almost like a staple growing up. And then I remember moving around and then seeing it in other states. Like, oh my God, like they knew the same movie. So we'll watch that on Halloween proper and, give that to you. But yeah, I don't know. I clearly like this movie for nostalgic purposes. Eddie, who is played by also Marc Price, who also plays Skivvy Handelman in Family Ties. Fantastic, definitely different for me in both roles. It's just like nice seeing this film. I like the idea that this is the hacker's mentality. This is like, often why like I keep bouncing around this idea that should be recorded. There's a way to escape. And the way to escape, and I love this movie for this reason, is through music. It's through like lyrics. It's through, I don't know, like metal, a genre, whatever. But I agree also with Mike that like the execution is rough as hell. I do like the lead. I do like some of the cameos. I do like certain aspects of this, but there is definitely a roughness to this. And if you weren't watching this coinciding with Family Ties, I could totally see why this would fail.
Yeah, I mean, I had not seen this movie till tonight. I don't understand why anything in this movie happened.
There's another movie we might eventually watch that is like basically the same premise, but we're like, maybe we'll just not watch it during Halloween.
What is it?
We'll talk after.
Okay. Okay. It's a secret. Yeah, that I don't know.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
Is it a secret? Is it not like a Michael Scott moment in the office? Like, is it a secret or not? Like, you don't understand.
I might not understand. No, but yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been just in the past 10 years, heavy metal kid has to battle demons in high school movies, but done way better.
Hear me out though. I think this movie is my origin to that. Like, I don't think as a kid I saw anything first
That's
before
fair.
this.
That's
So that's like the nostalgic reasons. Like, oh, like I kind of like
So
I totally agree with Mike.
So
like,
this is your genesis.
yes.
Okay. But I've seen other better
remember.
movies. Do you remember the worry? Okay. No, no one does. So do we still have has our contest closed yet?
We have this last week.
This
We
is
will
the last week,
We will
okay.
not announce it past this. But if you have a movie idea for very Halloweeny purposes
Yeah.
that you would like us to review, that has not been reviewed by millions of people, that is not super obscure that we would pay crazy amounts of money to get, or dig deep and ask many, many favors, but like we might have access to, and you like it for some kind of reason, let us know. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you'll get a shot glass out of this. We're doing in October, we're doing a bonus episode, and you, our listeners, and so this is fun. We've actually, I can say this pretty confidently, by the time this episode airs, we will have hit 500 downloads.
Awesome.
Which is not bad. So I mean, thanks everyone for listening. Like,
Thank you.
I mean, we can do this. We could do this for nobody, but that's less fun. So I mean, it's amazing that people are actually listening to this. Like, you know, your support is why we keep doing this. So thank you. But yeah, so this bonus episode for October, you get to pick. You know, again, assuming you pick something that isn't shitty. Yeah, a movie that's like that we've never heard of, that people have kind of flown under the radar. People may not have seen or heard of before. Recommend something. If we pick it, we'll do the episode. We'll give you a shout out. We'll send you a shot glass, assuming that you are comfortable giving us your address. We'll only send you the shot glass. We won't like show up to your house.
I'll say hand wash. That's the
You,
only
yeah, you got to hand wash the shot
Hey,
glass.
hand wash. Or you might get the drawing I have from Double Dragon, which I have on the side. Someone might get a
Yeah, there might be
weird
some,
drawing.
some bonus artwork.
It's
Yeah.
just wrapped in a drawing.
Yeah, but you got to hand. Otherwise, the logo will wash off. We should specify it is a Rabbit Troop Sucks shot glass that you'll get. But if you put it in the dishwasher, it'll just be a shot glass.
Or maybe you just started listening to this. So even if you just throw us out a movie that you love to hear, or like you have fond memories of for whatever reason, and we eventually play it, we have, you know, a handful of shot glasses or
Yeah,
something else later in the future. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and even if there's nothing in it for you, you know, feel free to shoot us recommendations. And you can do so at Rabbit Troop Sucks podcast at gmail.com. We also have a website. It's rabbittroopsucks.com, where you can listen to our episodes. You can buy some merch, and you can leave us reviews. We're available pretty much anywhere that you listen to a podcast.
Yeah, Mike and I were talking before this, like, we are a podcast, so I guess
This
if
is a
you-
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
that's
listening
correct.
to it, you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah, you
so
know where to
fantastic.
I don't know why we're telling you where to find podcasts, because if you're listening to us, because it's where you're doing it presently. But you know, if you tell your family, like if you have an elderly parent who might not be clear on what a podcast is, you know, you can give them directions. You can just go to the website and stream it from there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's how to find us. Leave us reviews.
5-star.
5 stars.
5-star. We cared about you.
If you want to roast us, do it in a comment, but a 5-star review.
I'm too fragile. I
don't-
don't want to hear negative.
You know what? No,
reviews.
if we get a review, I don't think we've gotten like an actual like written review yet. We'll read them
I
online.
don't like you daring people like this.
No, I'm not like, you know, we'll read it on the show.
Yeah, I guess.
No, we will. It'll be great. So we are now within moments of reaching the runtime of the movie, which is kind of our unspoken or sometimes spoken rule. We don't like to record longer than the movie length. So with that, I mean, I know final thoughts. Paul, you liked this movie because it was nostalgic. I thought this movie sucked because it was stupid. Do you any final thoughts before we leave?
No, I would
Yeah.
just love to hear what anyone thinks is nostalgic. I know what's the big movie? It's only watched it a few years ago. It's Hocus Pocus 2, which is like the Disney Plus movie of
Oh Jesus, I forgot about that.
yeah, it's like huge business and it's just gonna like drop to Disney Plus. Like I would love to hear what anyone's nostalgic movie is. I mean, there's so many generations that listen to anything. Just if there's a movie that you, I don't know, like grew up loving, who the hell cares if it's good or not? I mean, that's kind of the point of the film or the point of the film and the point of the most of the films we watch. Like Mike and I might disagree on this. I like it for different reasons, but like he totally understands. Like I grew up with this. That might be different if like I watched it too when I was like 5, 6, 7. But
Yeah.
I mean, let us know. I would love to watch movies in that going in the forward. Mike and I are huge seasonal film fans, like
Yeah.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, clearly Halloween, Christmas, Halloween, summer stuff. Let us know. But I think the way we should leave off with maybe our longest episode to date is Rabbit Troop sucks.
They totally suck.
Suck.